So hi everyone, we're here now with Rebecca Hwang of Unoodle. She was the founders and of Unoodle, and she's currently the CEO. So Rebecca, you're here in Singapore, in this part of the world, in Asia again. I last met you again actually in Malaysia in October, right?
Yes.
That was when Silicon Valley comes to Malaysia. So now you're back here in Singapore. So, and having looked at hopefully some of the startups here, what do you think of Demo Asia so far?
I'm very excited to hear the pitches today for my panel. I think there are a number of companies that have really great ideas and good teams. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them pitch in front of a live audience, which is a nerve-wracking experience for any of us.
Yeah. So comparing your experience in looking at companies in the US, because you're based in the Bay Area, as well as companies, in this part of the world, any kind of significant differences you've seen?
One thing that actually, I just came from 2 demo days, one from the MIT 100K in Boston on the MIT campus, and I just judged a few hundred applications for the Stanford eBootcamp for BASIS. And one stark similarity is that some of the technological trends are the same. I'm seeing the same themes no matter where, if it's in the East Coast, West Coast, Silicon Valley, or in Demo Asia. In terms of the teams, I actually haven't met a lot of them yet, but after the panel, I'll be able to speak to that better.
Okay, great. So, the one last question. What, if there's one piece of advice you give to, say, the companies you've seen here, as maybe perhaps also in relation to, say, expanding to the US or expanding regionally / globally, what would it be?
Yes, one thing I would say is maybe there are 2 approaches you can take. One approach is to look at models that have worked really well in other parts of the world and try to adapt those to the regional context. But also there may be ideas that are a lot more disruptive and radical that could start from Asia, and I would love to see more of the second category in Asia. The second piece of advice, I would say, it's very important today to have a bridge to other ecosystems, because sometimes going from a startup that's very young to a more developed and growing global startup may be very challenging in a small ecosystem, a small market, which is the case of Singapore. So any opportunity you have to go elsewhere, I think it's good to travel and to create those connections with investors and partners in other countries. And there are many opportunities that I will be talking about today at some point. For example, Stanford has a bootcamp for 5 days that brings 100 top student entrepreneurs in April. And this is a free program. As long as you can make it there, they will host you for 5 days and give you access to the elite of Silicon Valley. And also Unoodle has a program in July, which is a month long, and it allows a lot of the entrepreneurs to make connections and build that bridge with Silicon Valley. So
Yeah,
I would strongly recommend that.
I was about to ask you that as well, the Unoodle base camp, right?
Yes,
Yes.
summer camp.
Okay, great. So actually I should have asked this at the beginning, but would you mind, just for the benefit of our readers, even though I introduced you already, to just give a brief kind of overview of yourself, or introduction?
Sure, I'm the founder and CEO of Unoodle. Unoodle started as a platform for entrepreneurs, but today our main product is Podium, which is a platform that allows you to manage competitions and manage deal flow for any type of programs like Startup Chile, for example. With that platform, we have built a very interesting network around the world, and for our partners, we wanted to give them an immersion to Silicon Valley, which is why we created the Unoodle camp every summer. We did it once last year, and this summer in July, we're going to do the second installment. We're expecting about 100 entrepreneurs from different parts of the world who will come and receive instruction from a Stanford professor, Tom Gosnick. It will be held on Stanford campus because of our partnership with BASIS, the student group on campus. And they will have visits to startups and universities, as well as incubators and accelerators. And they will have a lot of opportunities to network and meet local investors and co-founders. And they will be working on a project for a month with mentors, and it will culminate with a demo day at the end of the month. They also get access to a very global conference called the Global Innovation Summit, which is by invitation only, and they will be working with delegates from different countries to draw the blueprint of innovation for different countries.
Okay, so thank you very much, Rebecca. See you around. Bye.
Thank you.